Welcome to our channel, where we delve into profound subjects that shape the economic landscape of United States. Today, we embark on a thought-provoking exploration of a crucial aspect of the United States financial framework: bankruptcy. In this video, we will navigate the intricate world of U.S. bankruptcy, dissecting its profound impact on businesses, individuals, and the overall economy. So here are all these topics that we will watch in this video. Number 1 is current position of U.S., 2 possibilities of bankruptcy, 3 major facts for national debt. So let's get start the video to understand in depth. As we all know, current superpower is United States, so how many possibilities to fall down of the superpower United States? The United States has been the world's leading superpower for decades, with significant influence in various domains. While no country maintains its dominant position indefinitely, the United States possesses enduring strengths such as a highly innovative economy, technological advancements, a robust military, and a strong network of alliances. However, it will face challenges in maintaining its global leadership as other countries, particularly China and India, rise in economic and geopolitical influence, possibilities of bankruptcy. It is important to note that the United States has a resilient and diverse economy, and the likelihood of bankruptcy in the traditional sense is considered highly improbable. However, the following factors could potentially contribute to economic challenges. Here are some key points that proves that U.S. can face fall down in economy. Number 1 is national debt and fiscal deficits. Second is economic shocks. Third is geopolitical factors. Fourth is social and demographic challenges. Fifth is technological disruptions. National debt and fiscal deficits. The United States has a significant national debt, which has been increasing over time. High levels of debt and persistent fiscal deficits can strain the economy if not adequately managed. A deficit occurs when the government spends more than it raises in revenue. To finance its budget deficit, the government borrows money by selling debt obligations to investors. Is debt good or bad for the economy? Rising debt reduces business investment and slows economic growth. It also increases expectations of higher rates of inflation and erosion of confidence in the US dollar. If we have to predict the future of nation, then debt to GDP ratio is the top indicator. Let's see what it is. Debt to GDP ratio is the ratio between a country's government debt and its gross domestic product, GDP. A low debt to GDP ratio indicates that an economy produces goods and services sufficient to pay back debts without incurring further debt. If we research debt to GDP ratio of US is the 5th with a debt to GDP ratio of 128%. So we can say that US have the highest debt to GDP ratio. The main risk of a high debt to GDP ratio could be a key indicator of increased default risk for a country. Country defaults can trigger financial repercussions globally, which resolves to a debt to GDP ratio of approximately 128.13%. The United States government's spending exceeds its income most years, and the US has not had a budget surplus since 2001. And that's the horrible thing about it. If we study any default country, a recent one like Sri Lanka, US printed more money than it had ever printed, monetizing $5.2 trillion in COVID. Relief increases our money supply by 27% and comes on top of $4.5 trillion in QE. Add another $2 trillion in planned infrastructure spending, and US have $13 trillion in new money, which is a 35% increase in paper money in circulation, and 60% of GDP. It's a lot of paper. The total cost of our 13 most expensive wars is $10 trillion. So many of their smart citizens has already changed their interest in alternative money like gold, and crypto is evidence that some are losing confidence in flat money. Inflation is becoming a big concern. Inflation will trigger bursting of stock and bond market bubbles, but a run to safety needs to consider the eroding effects of inflation. Safety needs to be sought in inflation-protected investments. The U.S. Federal Reserve's money printing policy has led to the devaluation of the U.S. dollar. As a result, other countries have been forced to bear the consequences of this policy. The devaluation of the U.S. dollar has led to a rise in inflation and has made imports from other countries more expensive. How U.S. printing policy is affecting the world? The U.S.'s money printing policy has led to the devaluation of the U.S. dollar, which has harmed the world economy. Developing countries in particular have been hit hard by this policy, as the devaluation of the US dollar has made their exports more expensive. This has led to a decline in demand for their exports, resulting in a slowdown in economic growth and a rise in unemployment. The US government needs to adopt a more sustainable monetary policy, such as reducing the budget deficit or adopting a global currency to stabilize the global economy. But it will take so much time and workforce. Now, knowing this, question arise in one's mind that printing more money make a country richer? No, but it makes country more poor. There are several examples like Venezuela and Zimbabwe. Due to heavy money printing, the inflation of these countries is also high. In a simple scenario, printing money will only lead to inflation. A nation must produce and sell more goods and services if it wants to get richer. This makes it safe to print additional money so that customers can buy those extra items. According to a report, the growing rich-poor gap is not the only cloud the public sees on the economic horizon. About 6 in 10 Americans, 62%, say the share of people in the lower class will increase by 2050. At the same time, just under half, 46%, predict that the relative size of the middle class will shrink, while 28% say it will grow larger, and about the same share, 26%, say it will not change. Is US expecting a recession? The New York Fed recession probability indicator suggests there is a 68.2% chance of a US recession sometime in the next 12 months. That's the highest reading in more than 4 decades. Other reliable economic indicators are flashing warning signs that the US economy could soon be rolling over. So there are several factors that show us that United States economical power can fall down, but who will be the next? Some have said that China will be the next economical superpower. But some have also said that India has same potential as China has. So after today's research, it is clear that the US's economic system will be weakened. So this research is for today, guys. Let's discuss in the next video that who will be the next superpower.